If any of you ever wonder why I'm late, a lot of times I am late. It's because I'm rocking out to my morning soundtracks, and sometimes I need to hear that last song. And yeah, so I always wait. Today's the music sets my day, it sets a pace of my day. Sometimes I listen to different genres, but today was more 80s. I was feeling more 80s. I was feeling more Tears for Fears, Depeche Mode, The Fix. Do you guys remember the band The Fix? I don't know if you got. Hopefully, some of you do. I mean, I know I got an older crowd. No, I remember Chubby Checker. No, Stand or Fall, The Fix, Stand or Fall. Man, that song
Guys,
is such a
I've got some
classic.
money in on this one.
Sometimes when
We're
I want to
watching it
feel
raise. I
good,
got my stop loss right
reminisce
here
and feel
that I keep
nostalgic. I still
adjusting.
listen to
I keep
80s
adjusting my
a
stop
lot of the
loss
time.
a
Folks,
little
you can
bit.
Venmo me
So
DI Garage
my stop loss is gonna.
1977
I'm
D
above where I
hyphen
got in, and look at it on its way up,
1977.
boys.
I
Let's make that
appreciate you
money.
very
I
much.
put a sell. I put a
Folks, when
sell
the lights
target
go
clear up
out
here
on
to
Amazon,
give
the
me
lights
room,
go
plenty
out.
of room for the
Uh,
trajectory, for the
you know
trend
what I'm saying?
to
That's right there. That's
continuously
on my longest
compound and
book, The
go up.
Mexican Fix.
So we're watching this
Prayers
100% live
are
right now,
helping, folks.
while I'm listening to
Thank you for moving. We're
um
praying for my
my guy
mom.
in the background.
They're in their older years now, and it's tough. It's tough. Every day is a new challenge. So thank you. Leave her an honest review as well, folks.
So I moved my stop
I
loss.
gotta say, I'm gonna talk about a lot of things today. A lot of things today that
So I moved my stop loss above where I got in at. Right now I got in TQQQ. So right now I'm paying attention. Everything's up in the market right now, guys. I don't know what's going on in the market, but everything is going up. It's weird. I'm talking about SQQQ is going up, TQQQ is going up, AMC is going up, Compass is going up, Rite Aid, Bed Bath and Beyond, which is going out of business, is going up, Compass, teed up. We got APE's going up, which is AMC Entertainment. FT Solar's going up. You got Paycom Services Software. NVIDIA is up to 300 a share right now. Meta, Facebook's going up. And 2U's going up. Well, no, 2U's down right now. You got Idionomics is going up. They're up over like 15%, 25% from Cash App Alert. Just went out half hour ago. So there's a lot of action going on right now. Bitcoin's up. Bitcoin's up to 27.1 a share. Dogecoin is up right now. Ethereum is down right now. Polygon is down right now. But that's not what we're paying attention to. We're paying attention to the amount of money, like you've seen in my title. Let's see if I lose how much money. Right now, I'm not losing. It's drawing back. We got to pull back. So one of the biggest mistakes I think investors as beginners make when they first get in is they jump out too soon. So I set my stop loss. I set my stop loss above where I got in. So no matter what, I'm out for a profit. I'm going to be out for a profit. However, I don't want my stop loss to be too close, because if this starts to drop down and it may tug below the resistance or the baseline here, let's say this is the baseline right here, right? And this is the resistance line. Clearly we're showing resistance up here at 30.48 a share, which is still, if we do the math, which is still not much of an increase from 30.31, but even so, that's still an increase. Should we get out now? Should I be getting out now? But if we back up and look at this trend today, so from when I got up at 9 o'clock, this is at noon. From noon till now, if I would have got in at noon, if we would have got in at 10 a.m. this morning, if I'd have got in at 10 a.m. this morning, it was 29.23 a share. This has traveled. This is the trend this whole day today, which, in the grander scheme of things, the upward trend, that's bullish. That's going up. That's good. So I'm pretty excited about this right now, and we will be eventually moving over. All trade content will be moving over to my second channel. I'm gonna put that second channel in the chat right now. That's Nasdaq Noob. That's the Nasdaq Noob channel. I'm gonna type in the chat from that channel. $. So subscribe to my Nasdaq Noob channel. That's where all trading content will eventually go. Right now I'm in the process of setting up the Streamlabs platform for it. because everything on that platform is GTA related. I went through and deleted everything, and from the beginning, from the bottom up, we have to rebuild that platform for the stream to go down. For me to even go live on that channel, I have to have the platform set up, which I have to build the scenes, etc., etc. So we've just experienced our first pullback, and I want to set my stop loss because I want to adjust my stop loss here. So as this is progressing, so I jumped in right here and just rode the wave up, right? Just rode the wave up. I could have got out. With a 14% increase here. But I'm choosing to stay in because we have several pullbacks. If you notice, the trend is going up. There's a pullback. Trend is going up, pullback. Trend goes up, pullback. Trend goes up for a pullback. So we're just going to sit here and chill because one of the biggest mistakes I see that what I'm learning that beginner traders do is they simply get out way too early. So I want to stay in, ride the wave, ride the pullback, and see what happens. But look at all this green down here. This green is absolutely nuts. Look at all this green. This is just on this one list that I'm on, my all stocks watch list. SQQ is down, but it's been going up today. AMC is up right now, 2.92%. You got Bed Bath & Beyond is up 7%, bro. Wow. Compass Inc. is up. Now let's go over to gold and silver. Let's go over to gold and silver. Let me see my recent. We got gold and silver. So SLV is a company that trades the stocks of ETFs, gold ETFs, I think it is. Gold. No. Silver ETFs. Excuse me. Silver ETFs. They're up 21.81 right now. iShare Gold Trust is gold ETFs. I think it's ETFs as well. You got gold. You got the you got this one, GLD, which is gold shares as well, 184. You got the Pan Am Silver Corp, which this is silver as well. Obviously, it's silver. You got Newport Corp, which is silver. You got Barrick Gold, which is the infamous Barrick Gold. And the first thing I see here is a lot of consolidation taking place over, this whole deal. However, I am seeing a double bottom right here. For, if you do any kind of pattern recognition, double bottoms are pretty interesting because that usually would indicate if there's a double bottom and right after the double bottom, it's a strong upward tick. But look at all the consolidation that's taking place over time over the rest here. So it's kind of interesting. Guys, if you're just now tuning in, don't forget to hit the 3 lines. We're live right here on the glitchlife.inc channel.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
Hey, YouTube! Welcome back to the channel, folks. That's right. What we got going on today is a little bit of live trading. Watch me lose some money. Perhaps I might gain some money. I don't know, but we're about to find out. So if you guys are just now tuning in, don't forget to hit the 3 lines. Switch that chat to the live chat by default. If you're on that top chat, that's definitely not that live chat. Also, if you're new around here, consider smashing that subscribe button. And to show support, leave me a fat thumbs up. Do all over beyond. Check out the description. Blue members link. That's right. Shout out to the moderators. Shout out to the channel members and everybody who supports the channel. That's right. Now let's get back into the stream. All right, so thank you guys for tuning in. Let's get back to what I'm watching. I want to watch my stuff. So I want to see how far it's going. We are in TQQ. TQQ. Okay, so it's reversing. Good pattern, boys. I rode the wave up, I rode the pullback, and it's reversing. Let's get that money. So I'm getting super excited about this. I'm trying to just make a little bit of money here on the side. In the end, and most importantly, I'm just getting a little bit of experience with trading. Because over the course of the next 2 years, while I'm learning, I'm going to be funding this account, getting it up to a $5,000, at least a $5,000 trading account, because I want to move that kind of money around, so I can net a small percentage of it daily, which return equals to be a nice monthly income. So, I mean, it's a side hustle. Obviously, we're still doing the GTA. Clearly, I still have my job and I work. So I'm just throwing this in there as a side hustle on the side. On top, if you've been tuned in over the last couple weeks, you already know that the last couple streams, you already know that I'm also trying to put together a team for some live services while we're here for this next few months in the summer. So we've got some pretty cool glitches here on the channel taking place. Some oldies but goldies, that's for sure. Also, I see Why Did You Try put out a video yesterday incorporating the double garage. So we've got folks out here watching us. So shout out to Why Did You Try, another content creator, as well as No Lacking for talking about it. He's hit me up on the side. I'm going to be reaching out to some folks over the next couple weeks, over the next few days, and in regards to putting together a small team, a trusted team that would be down to provide the services or put our heads together to create a certain, atmosphere for the services. So either way, what up, everybody? Hope everybody's having a wonderful afternoon. So I got some stuff playing in the background that I'm listening to. I think you guys might want to hear.
Need to be said. Virtual Shield 1, Virtual Shield 1.
And before we continue, we got this is Bombshell Durham report. My friend Nino, David Nino, check him out, bro.
New reports reveal an AI company has just
Let's listen to what he's got to say.
Photos and then gave those photos to cops so they can facially ID anyone. Law enforcement agencies have already used that database to perform nearly 1 million searches.
What up, chat?
Breaches in privacy like this is why I use Virtual Shield 1. The VPN, Virtual Shield, is a powerful VPN plus identity protection service that uses military-grade encryption to hide my online activity with a click of a button. I use it constantly, folks. I'm always on this thing. Making it harder for corporations, law enforcement, ISPs, and hackers. That's a big one. And hackers to track me and steal my identity across the web. Right now, Virtual Shield 1 is offering members of this YouTube, of this broadcast right here, a 30-day risk-free trial and up to 73% off for life. For life. Click in the description box below, folks. Get started on this. It's a click of a button, honestly. You just click it on your phone, and you're like incognito. Right when I was talking shit, and I got to backtrack, at least for now. Right when I was talking shit about Jim Jordan, I almost feel like I have some kind of tap on like divine. I don't think he like watched my show and he was like, "Fuck, release John Durham, release the Kraken." I don't think it was anything like that. I think it was just I'm tapped in, man. I'm tapped in spiritually. That's how I feel. And right when I heard that Jim Jordan's going to this.
Oh, what's up in the chat, man?
Boom! Here comes John Durham. I'm like, okay.
Starting my day off today. See if we can make some money in a trade real quick. I trade on.
I stick my foot in my mouth. Okay. So what's good?
I'm starting my day off today with a trade. I've got some stocks invested. I've got some money invested into TQQQ. TQQQ. Pro Shares, Ultra Pro, QQQ. I'm sure you guys are familiar with it. If you do anything with trading, you can see this upward trend. I got in right here at 30.31. I've got my stop loss obviously set. I can keep moving my stop loss up, so no matter what, if it reaches down, if it reaches down, we get out with a profit regardless. So I can move this up like right here, move my stop loss right there. I can accept it, boom, bada bing, I'm a super noob at trading, by the way, so I'm just keeping an eye on this. I don't want to go too far. I don't want to get out too early because there is a huge trend going right here, and that is an upward trend, a steady upward trend all day long. All the way, this is all day long here. Starting at 10 a.m. this morning. This is up, 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 up. Had I got in much earlier, we would have had a much more, profitable increase, especially if I had at least gotten in around 12 o'clock today, 12:20. It's 2 p.m. Eastern time zone in my neck of the woods. I don't know if the clock, let me see if you guys are seeing, are you guys seeing, oh yeah, that's much better right there. So yeah, let me see something real quick. I'm gonna set that up right there. You guys got you got 2 p.m. there. You got the chat in the upper right hand corner. You got the heat map. You got the filled in graph down there, and then you got my active graph that I'm on right now. So let me get in here pretty close to see what's going on because we're experiencing a pullback right now. I'm experiencing a pullback right now, but after the pullback, you always get this snap and it's upward trend. So like not always, but if you're basing it off the trend here, this is nuts. So I don't want to get out because it looks like, we got 2 more hours today. We got 2 more hours of trading. I mean, and then plus there's extended hours involved with folks that got that off. But I don't want it to go, if it drops down to this level, unless it does a reversal, like I'm going to leave my stop loss. So even if it does drop to this level, then we get out for a profit regardless. Not a much of an increase, but that's just the worst case scenario. So this is worst case scenario. So I don't lose no money regardless, right? I think stop losses are very important. If you're a new beginner, I mean, set that there. So your risk to reward ratio, you're not risking too much of your account. On this trade itself, we have 10 at 30. So this is a 300 and, you do the math. 10 stocks at 30.31. So where's our calculator at? Our handy dandy. Obviously 10. It's a whole number, so it's not hard. It's not hard math. 10 times 30.31 equals, 303. 303 right there. All right, so we're looking for the reversal. This is a double hump right here. So there are pattern recognitions. There are different pattern courses that you can review and check for pattern recognitions. This sign right here, this green candlestick right here, is a good sign. That means there's just a reverse getting ready to take place. Kinda. Like, doesn't necessarily mean it's going to go up, but if we base it off what's been happening, I don't see why it would not continue to go up. So you got these pullbacks every so often. After the pullbacks, you get these spikes. So I've got my sell limit set clear up here. I've got my sell limit set clear up there. Doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to go clear up to that point. I can always bring my sell limit down, my sell target down, to reach the profit of choice. So let's say for instance, this starts going back up, right? And it gets up here and I'm like, damn, it's up 50, it's up 21, 25, it's up a quarter, 25 cents, right? Not too greedy today. Let's get out because it's successful. Let's make that trade successful, get out and boom, live to fight another day. Right now, here we are in this downward trend, which is scary. And we just filled. So I filled for the profit. So unfortunately, I'm about to get back in. Maybe I can't get back in. I don't know. So I should have moved my stop loss. I should have brought my stop loss all the way down. There's no way to reverse that now. So these are things that we learn as a trader. I still want to continue to watch what happens here because I'm interested to see if there's any reversal here. Because this is all day long trend of straight spike. Like, I'm curious to see if this turns around and spikes clear up here to where my original stop sell limit was. Now, will it happen? and run at 180. Wait, and run at 1080 HD. On deck running my new gaming PC got today and runs so much better. I guarantee it will, bro. Yeah, if you get into a gaming PC and if you're moving from like a laptop or a crappy old desktop and then next thing you know you get your man, everything's so snappy. Nothing will be delayed anymore. No. I mean, clearly you got frame rate loss, especially if you got your settings and stuff, but anyways, I'm salty, bro. I didn't move the fucking it started dropping lower than I was willing to because so I got to start spacing out my get out. You know what I mean? So I needed to keep moving my get out. It's like a floating stop loss. It's kind of weird. I don't know if there is such a thing, but I keep floating the stop loss down and completely, disregarding a risk factor here. How much are you willing to risk? Filled. Let's see that fill real quick. I don't know what it filled. Oh, wait, so it filled at 330. 330. Oh, we got in a little bit above it. We got in. No, I took a 1 cent loss on that. I took a 1 cent loss because I was afraid for it to go down too low. Or I needed to move it down, but I was too busy talking and missed the opportunity to move it down because watch this reversal take place. Watch this freaking reversal take place. I can still get in for $25.94. I can still get in. Although my realized gains are 8 cents today, I still have a $25.94 buying power right now. So I can still get in. But being that I'm only using an account that's got like $350 on it, the problem is once you make a trade for that day, you have to wait a short period of time for that money to settle back down into the account for you to get back into a trade again. So, unfortunately, I mean, we can get back in for $25, but look where it's at now. I don't want to get back in now. That's stupid. Now, I mean, it'd be awesome, in a perfect world to get in down here, and that's, what I missed this morning because that was at 12:20. I wasn't paying attention to TQQ at 12:20. So, COVID hit 20. Wait, I can't read that. What's that say? Not capping right now. COVID hit in 2020. I had lost around 200,000 plus. And I pulled out, and I should have stayed in because my buddy said he stayed and gained his loss back. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We get out too fucking early, bro, because we just don't know. You know what I mean? We just don't know. And it happens to even professional traders because it's risk. You're setting a risk factor that you're not willing to budge with it. And when it drops too low, you're like, whoa, bro, I can't, I don't want to risk losing anymore. But if we just relax and set for your long, set long, you just sit and wait for it to recover. But in hindsight is when that always happens. We always go back in hindsight and say, if was a fifth, we'd all be drunk right now. You know what I mean? Got out too fast. That's my problem that I keep having. So what I need to learn as a beginning trader, as a beginner, I got to stop getting out too soon. Like I shouldn't even set a stop loss. I should have just, because I'm actively watching it. I'm literally actively watching the market. Let's go back up to TQQ and look at it, bro. Oh, look, it's going back up. Bro, if my stop loss wouldn't have kicked me out just now, look at this motherfucker trail. So let's go back to 5 minute. Let's go back to the 5 minute deals. Let's go back to the 1 day deal. All right, so I like looking at the 1 day deal like this. So this is all today on the one I was just in, right? This is all today. I just got out on this pullback. by a stop loss. My stop loss pulled me out by, I had my stop loss set 1 cent under what I got in, right? It hit it, it fucking touched it, it filled the order. I'm salty. Now, I can get in. We know this is going to continue up, but how fast, how soon, we don't know. We get anxious, our stop loss might be in place, and it pulls you out. And then once you get pulled out, if you're using a small account like I've got, then you got to wait for that money to settle back down before you can even fucking trade again. Too many trades in a week will also put you in what is the daily day trader. Day trader. You'll get tagged as a day trader. To be a day trader, to where you can constantly get in and out, get in and out, get in and out, you got to have $25,000 in the account. I think it's $25K to be a day. I think most platforms. This one might be a little bit lower, but I'm. It's crazy how much you have to have to, and you have to. It's just like, you know what this is similar to? In the game of Grand Theft Auto, we get what is called dupe detected. When you're selling too many cars in one day, you get dupe detected. If you're trading too many times in 1 week, you get dupe detected in the trade game. It's called day trader. And when they slap a day trader thing on you, it's like a penalty, and then you can't fucking open, you can't get back into trading until you get, the amount that day traders are supposed to be backing their account. You know what I mean? Plus there's brokerages and all that stuff that's involved with it. But man, dude, look, just because I got my stop loss kicked me out, and I didn't want it to happen. I wanted to pay attention to I was checking for the reversal, and I was talking, and it kicked me out down here. It kicked me out right here, actually. It kicked me out right here. On the 330 mark. It kicked me out on the 330 mark. So that would have been right here. Somewhere back here. No. I don't know. These things move so quick. On this one, it kicked me out on this candlestick, I think. No? I don't know what I'm looking at right now. Am I looking at the right one? I'm so noob at it. I mean, right now we're sitting at 9 cents, 8 cents above get in. Right now it's sitting 8 cents above get in. So right now they're experiencing a pullback. There was, an upward trend. Now there's a pullback. And this has been happening all day, but it always ends up going up higher. Had I just stayed in, had I simply just stayed in, I shouldn't have been using that stop loss. So these things I gotta learn.
But what's really going to come from this? What's really going to come from this? John Durham coming into the House, going to give his testimony. Here's the thing. I still believe, with all the people that I talk to, that this is the court of public opinion. This is for you. Ain't shit going to happen in the DOJ. Nothing's going to happen in the justice system. Sorry. Don't see it happening. But it's fun. It's a circus. It's little antics. It's scaring the deep state to a degree. But
Anyway, says,
it's a captured operation.
When I sold my shares, I watched for 3 days. It go more down. Normally, it takes 3 days before you can fully cash out.
Really long talk. And he's telling me not to give up. There's safeties in place, but not to give up. Don't give up on 24. Okay.
Oh, I got it for a 1 cent gain. My bad. Excuse me. A 1 cent gain. I got out for a 1 cent gain. Excuse me. I read that chart wrong.
Long discussion, man. Long discussion. But I will say that I am only human, and I get really frustrated. I'm here on the border. See, folks, you're not here on the border. You don't see what I see here and what I'm hearing. These people are getting bussed off to you all, to your school gymnasiums, full with typhoid, tuberculosis. Cysts, lice, fucking everything. Shit that should not be in America. Things that we should be clear of. But as a third world country, which we are becoming now by bringing in all these immigrants, it's coming to a community near you. And guess what? They're going to make you go get these. Can you trust these? I don't. All the liberals are new to my channel. What's he talking about? What does this mean? Johnny, what does this mean when he does this? Folks, Spotify, Nino's Corner. Telegram, Nino's Corner. Getter is Nino's Corner. Rumble, Nino's Corner. True Social, David Rodriguez Boxer. Instagram, David Nino Rodriguez Boxer. Twitter, Nino Boxer. PatriotWear.com. Bing, right there. Get yourself some cool gear like a hat or a shirt. I got a really cool Trump shirt coming up. And it's where he's wearing the gangster glasses and a cigarette in his mouth. It looks dope. It's coming out. That's going to be awesome. Look for that shirt to hit PatriotWear.com. It's going to be dope. You know, sometimes I put fun little surveys up on my Twitter, and yesterday I put up
Oh, wow, that goes. Check that out. It blurs out.
In the 90s, they were
That's fire, bro. If we want to show him, you know, if I want to show him
of what was to come, and I think that's why 90s music was so dark, but had so much passion and so much feeling, is because look where we're at now. Like, it almost seems to me like all mainstream music, all of it is crap. All mainstream movies, crap. All propaganda. And I feel like the last real creative decade was the 90s. And I feel so honored and like so, I don't know, privileged that I had got to catch the tail end of that decade. The last.
Let me go down here and see something else.
Like,
let's look at Facebook.
I don't envy any of the youth today. I call them Generation Doomed, like, or Generation Fucked. I mean, it's just like, I feel bad for them, to be honest with you. Like, they don't know how good life was, man. How awesome it was before the internet, all that shit. And so I put up a survey on Twitter about, you know, what was the darkest music between, I think, 9 Inch Nails and Alice in Chains. I love Alice in Chains. I almost every morning I'm listening to at least one or two songs from Alice in Chains. But most people are going for 9 Inch Nails, saying that that's the darkest movie. I can see that. I think it's more just twisted and sick.
Look at Facebook.
And I like 9 Inch Nails.
This is NVIDIA.
Dark is Alice in Chains.
This is Paycom.
I got to go with Alice in Chains. Anyway, so I'm going to be talking to Juanito today.
AMC, holy crap.
We're going to be talking about
what's up with AMC Entertainment.
Deal or no deal. So supposedly, from what I've heard from with Juanito, is that McCarthy was supposed to have sat down with Biden in a private meeting. Now, this is all what Juanito told me. This is not coming from me. And some kind of deal was supposed to be made before Title 42 ended. And if Title 42 would have been extended just a little longer for like 100 days or 120 some days, that would have meant some kind of deal took place. So right now, folks, I'm guessing no deal. And he said if no deal happens, it means everything, boom, nuclear. Everything just gets, it's just go time. For both sides. I'm just relaying the information that I'm getting. So now I think we're in it now, folks. It looks like it's just both sides going nuclear as the fabric of our country gets ripped apart. The House hearings are escalating with the Durham report, and I'm sure many more whistleblowers are coming out. But where is this really going to lead? Well, in my opinion, and it's just an opinion, it has to go military. There's no way there's any justice in the justice system. We all know this. Nothing, it's all captured. So this to me is court of public opinion. It's a court of public opinion. It's for you guys, you normies. I mean, come on, folks. Would you have ever thought CNN would get on board with any of this? All of a sudden, they're like, well, this kind of exonerates Trump. What? Wait, hold on. Can you slip that back? Can you say that again? Well, it kind of exonerates Trump. What? Really?
Right?
I would never have imagined
what?
CNN would say something like that. And I'm hearing Fox News is in complete damage control, destruction mode. I got some people at Fox giving me a little information here and there. And It's just a shit show at Box. It's a shit show. They don't know what they're gonna do. They're like Bud Light right now. By the way, write your governor. If you're in Texas, write Abbott and
Miller. You guys hear about Miller?
Let's get a recall.
Miller
Abbott.
Light is
He's
going
outta here.
down
Get him
too.
outta here.
Miller
He's a
Light.
bum.
I just read that today.
He's compromised. Get him out of here. Abbott has got to go. That's the new slogan. Abbott's got to go. Bye-bye, Abbott. Later. Recall
Miller Light's
Abbott.
the next one to go down.
Recall Abbott. Recall Abbott. Go there. If you protest very peacefully. Very, very peacefully. But recall Abbott. It's time to recall Abbott. He's not doing shit about the border. He's a fucking sold out tool. He's a pawn. He's, look, would I rather have them than Beto O'Rourke? I don't even know.
Tool.
Shit in one hand and wish in the other, I guess. I don't know. As of right now, at least you know what you're getting with O'Rourke. At least we know what we were getting. But this guy, complete rhino. Get rid of him. Recall Abbott. Spread this video far and wide. Everyone you know in Texas, recall Abbott. Recall Abbott. He's not protecting your sovereignty. He's not protecting your rights. He's not protecting your liberties. He's not protecting your freedoms. He's not protecting your safety. This man, to me, in my opinion, is a threat to our country. Get rid of him. Recall Abbott. He's a complete fucking rhino. Folks, NinosCorner.tv, NinosCorner.tv. Juan O'Savin is going to be the next general. I got the Juan O'Savin 10 biggest deep state fumbles. That's up there right now. And folks, I got Dustin Nemos squaring off with Robert Sungenis.
So today, SQQQ, at 9:30 this morning, started out at 27.54, went up to 27.86, and has steadily trended downward in a very bearish way. But then you get down into the to the minutes. Makes you wonder. Let's look at their average. Let's look at their overall average, their max. Oh, they'll never get back up. They're never going to get back up. These mother humpers were clear up to 494,000 a share, bro. 400. Bro, could you imagine a $500,000 share? You're moving 20 of those around daily. And then look at this. That looks like something you go sledding on. All the way down to here we are today in today's market. Let me find it because it's so far down. Today, minute by minute, candlestick by candlestick, and then I can zoom out to give you a kind of look of its history, overall history. Bro, would you invest in something that's doing this ever? This is SQQQ. TQQQ has kind of got the same trend going on. 11/30/2021 was at a high peak. So Thanksgiving of 2021, this thing was clear up to $90.68 a share. And now we're in this bearish J right here. $12.30 of 2022. So a year later, it's at 23.25. So then we go into the 5-minute deals. 5-minute deals. 5-minute deals come back out into the last couple of days. So this is what's happened today. This is at noon. From noon till now. That's a hell of an increase. I mean, over the last couple of days, this is that, total reversal here. That's pretty significant. You know, this is 5/12. This is May 12th. This is today. It's 5 days ago. 5 days ago, they were on a downward trend. This is 5 days ago at two in the afternoon, right here. And then since then, it's been to the moon. Obviously, it's nowhere near the $90 mark.
Robert Sungenis. I think that's how you say his last name. Anyway, so Dustin is a flat earther, biblical flat earther, and Robert is a geocentric model, which he believes the earth is sphere, but not so quick. He believes the whole universe, that we are the center of the universe, and the universe rotates around the earth. So I'm becoming like the Jerry Springer of the internet, folks. What I decided to do was get these two people to square off and debate. And I did. And it's on ninoscorner.tv. And it's awesome. Go there and watch it. It's entertaining. It's very entertaining. It's a heated debate. They start throwing some insults. I told them to keep it clean.
I want to see it.
Punches high. No punches below the belt. In case of a knockdown, run to the neutral corner. No standing 8 count. So I'm telling you, folks, it was good. So that's up there on ninoscorner.tv. I got Roy and Loy and Roland Brunson coming on soon. They're coming on to ninoscorner.tv next week. Tim Cohen's coming back on. I got Alpha Warrior coming on. Jesse Sabota's coming on again. Gonna decode the King's anointment, whatever the hell that was. I don't know what I was watching. I just saw a druid run across the doorway. A little druid man. The little druid man ran across the doorway. I got Cash Patel coming on. Cash Patel's going to be coming on. I'm going to try to get Cash Patel for the General's tent in June or July. I got the Ghost in there somewhere. I don't know if I think the Ghost is coming on June, so I'm going to try to get Cash Patel to be the next General in the General's tent. ninoscorner.tv. I'm going to ask him if he wants to do it for July. So that's all coming, folks. This is epic times we're living in. I know the other day I was kind of down and out. I was frustrated. I'm watching our country get ransacked, okay? And I'm hearing what's happening right here on the border. The MSM's not covering it at all. In fact, they're ignoring it while they bus tens of thousands a day to different cities, okay? That's what's coming to your city. Get ready to shave your head because you're going to get lice. You're going to get little piojos in your hair. What is piojos? I think piojos are fleas. Piojos. Ay, mijo, you have piojos. All right, folks, without further ado, you might want to turn down the volume or turn it up, whatever you like. Yeah. Coming at you live from the
I'm going to start doing that.
Yeah, I just drooled all over myself. That Nino's going to bust a blood vessel one of these days while he's doing his live, and it's just going to be the saddest thing in the world.
He's got my same mic.
Sound of Freedom is coming out July 4th. Wow. Like, I got to tell you, folks, I know there's a lot of there was a lot of obstacles, hurdles.
Everything.
Road
He's got the same shit as the same setup, mic setup.
Potholes. For a while there, I didn't think this movie was going to see the light of day, but thanks to Angel Studios, it's out. It's coming out July 4th. Get your tickets. Go to Angel Studios and get your tickets. Sound of Freedom. I think my moderators may have the movie link. I don't know. Maybe not. And I hope they do. I hope they have it so they can put it up. The link where you can go buy your tickets. You can actually buy tickets for friends and family if they can't afford it. Everybody needs to
I'm going to be pissed.
Everybody needs to see
I'm going to be
this
pissed
movie.
if this fucking stock goes clear up to where I had it.
Okay, cool. Angel.com. Buy
I'm
your
going to be
tickets right there.
salty.
Folks, it'll point you to a theater near you.
Let's slide over to AMC and check out AMC. Oh, we got some resistance. I see Bed Bath & Beyond, which they're going out of business and all kinds of crazy shit going under. People are still investing in Bed Bath & Beyond.
So
How much higher do you think
Jim, this movie
they're
is
gonna go?
amazing. It's about Tim Ballard's life saving children. Sound of Freedom. It's out. Get out there and see it.
This is
All right,
awful
folks.
looking.
So
Look at this
boy.
giant jump.
If you're not already seeing how compromised this system is, if we're not like
It's
already
a 7-cent
watching
jump right there. 7-cent
America
jump.
get destroyed from
Their shares are only
absolute
16 cents
horror,
to begin with. You can get a fucking 1,000 of these bitches for
Keep
like
watching
16
the
bucks,
show.
160
'cause
bucks.
it's about to get very,
You know what I mean?
very
Like nothing.
interesting. Folks, I talked to a lot of people. And although
Look at this, 18
this show
cents.
is strictly my opinion,
Penny
I
shares.
have to say that.
You know, high risk,
It's all
high risk,
systems
but
go now,
high
folks.
reward.
Both sides are going in.
You know.
Basically, from what I can see,
Speaking
complete
of which,
lawlessness. They don't care anymore. They do not care anymore. Things
Speaking
are
of-
now in nuclear escalation.
speaking of
folks,
which-
even overseas, internationally, Russia.
speaking of which,
This is going to hit a climax that hopefully doesn't end the fucking
speaking
world.
of which,
From my understanding, Biden was supposed to meet privately with McCarthy
investing
for
in
the end of Title 40.
investing in gold and silver can be done in various ways, including buying physical bullion, purchasing shares in mining companies, or investing in exchange traders, ETFs. I'm looking for something. Wait, so gold mining compliant. You got gold. You got Barrick Gold. You got Newport Corporation. You got Franco Nevada. You got Pan Am Silver Corp. You got Wheaton Precious Metals. You got Helsia Mining Company. But for gold and silver ETFs, SPDR Gold Shares, that's GLD on the markets. iShares Gold Trust, which is IAU in the markets, another popular gold ETF similar to GLD. You also got things like iShares Silvers Trust, which is SLV on the markets. This ETF aims to reflect the price of silver bullion. And right now, I want to recommend something. This is what a little birdie told me, that recommending in silver right now is probably a good idea. Because somebody told me that it doesn't matter. Just invest in silver if you can. Standard Physical Silver Shares ETF, and now this is 100% entertainment, so I'm not a financial advisor. Before investing in any other companies or ETFs, it's important to do your own research and consult with financial advisors. The prices of gold and silver can be influenced by a variety of factors, including inflation, currency and fluctuations, economic and political uncertainty. So investing in these metals carries risks like any other investment. That's not what I was looking for. I was looking for something else. Cross-examination. While the potential to triple an investment in a short period of time can be enticing, it's crucial to carefully consider the risks involved. For volatile stocks, it's important. Volatile. So the word volatile was what I was looking for. Volatile stocks. So penny shares can be volatile. It's important to understand that the company and the factors influencing its price is the volatility due to the short-term market trends or their underlying issues that could affect long-term performance. Are you comfortable with the level of risk, and can you afford to lose your investment if things go wrong? Cryptocurrencies, though, the risk is even higher. Prices can be influenced by a variety of unpredictable factors. The market has been subject to dramatic swings. Additionally, there are potential regulatory risks, and governments around the world still figuring out how to regulate the new forms of currency. I mean, these are just tips on further, high-risk strategies involve active trading, which requires time, knowledge, and attention to the market trends. It also involves transaction costs, which can eat into your returns, especially if you're trading frequently. High-risk reward strategies like this can potentially yield significant returns in short periods. It's not for everyone. It requires a high tolerance for risk, as a strong understanding of the markets and the ability to withstand potential losses. So, merging from GTA glitch hunting and correlating with today, that whole thing, we already risk a lot with our accounts and stuff like that. So I think, No, that type of risk isn't for everybody. Would you put $1,000 into a trading account and attempt to start trading? That type of thing. All right, let's get back to the show, and I want to see this market.
To strike some kind of deal. I was told that if 42 was extended, it means Biden may have been playing ball, and if not, shit will go nuclear. And it looks like shit is going nuclear. Looks like they couldn't come to a deal.
It's Bed Bath & Beyond, and they're going out of business right now.
That's just what's told to me from one.
Look at TQQ back up.
You will. A lot of you will be like, fuck that, whatever. That's just what I'm told.
No, they're on. Yeah, it's starting to come back up right here.
For the Durham report. For me,
yeah, because you got to fund your account.
The court of public opinion.
You got to fund your account. You got to get whatever platform you get. Robinhood, download Robinhood platform, or you got to put money in the account so you can use it as a tool to try to make some money for it.
You'll see no
if you follow me on Twitter,
all systems are captured.
You noticed that I tweeted today. Hold on.
Solely for the public.
You noticed that I tweeted today a quote basically that it's a lifestyle. You're gonna have to change. Like there's a little bit of a changing a lifestyle from, if we want to compare glitch hunting as a lifestyle and content creating and YouTubing for video games, obviously it's a complete drastic change. It's a big giant swing. It's going to bed early so you can wake up early. You know what I mean? So you can be there when the market opens because you don't want to miss an opportunity to present itself. And not every day will be an opportunity. Some days there won't be. And then there'll be days that you jump on the opportunity and lose, and vice versa. But at the end of the day, over time, what's going to happen is you're going to end up creating an algorithm that yourself is used to doing. It's like playing the piano, or it's like playing a guitar. Over time, you're going to get better at it, and it's going to make sense. Right now, this shit really don't make a lot of sense to me, but I'm watching it, and I'm just learning it, and I'm looking into it, and I'm diving into the information that would make me profitable. Because in a couple of years, I could have myself a $25,000 account, a $20,000, a $50,000 trade account, and not even realize, what I've done. Like, oh shit, I've just transformed my life into something that could be, a profitable way to make income. Clearly, there's a hell of a lot of risks, and there's a small percentage that actually make it happen. You know what I mean? And so it depends on how fucking hungry you are. Are you hungry? Are you hungry for a change in that direction? Are you willing to put yourself through the ups and downs in the learning curve? Do you like numbers well enough? Do you have the emotional fortitude to not pull out when too early like I just did? Do you have, there's a lot of factors that can come into play. On top of that, you're going to have some sort of side job or job that you do that can fund the account. You know what I mean? You're going to have to fund the account. And once it's in there, it's part of the tools. It's part of that account. You may blow that account up and have to start over and create a new account because you may fuck an account up so bad you just give up on it. You know what I mean? So be careful. There's tons of different scenarios that could play out. So Keegan Perry with a supporter role. Appreciate it, my guy. Thank you very much. Yes, sir. But for real, yeah, over the next couple of years, it might take 18 months to 2 years before you're very super comfortable with playing. But it's a life change. Going to bed, like I said, early, so you can be up early. So like it's just a little bit different. Paying attention to different news sources, reading articles from all over the place, and because everything affects the markets. And if you want to be professional about it, you got to have a wide variety of input. So this isn't for everybody, and I know that this isn't for everybody. Not everybody has the time and the ability to sit in front of monitors, or the ability to you know what I mean, to sit in front of monitors. You know what I mean? If you got time to sit in front of monitors a few hours a day, and then clearly, it'd be worth it for you to do it, because there's only gain. I look at it like there's only gain to happen. You know what I mean? Because I look at things in a way, if I make a mistake, I'm going to figure out how to fix that mistake and continue on. You know what I mean? Like a rubber band. So like, that's my outlook. I guess I'm more optimistic than I guess I'd be an optimist. Maybe that's what I am. Maybe I'm a chronic optimist. Chronic optimist. Yeah, it's crazy. Oh, you're a little late on the sound effect, Gigi. But so yeah, so in a couple, it is what it is. There's a learning process that we got going on. And we'll get better at it as time goes on and more educated about what we're doing and more focused, more strategy based focused. I'm gonna end up creating a strategy over time that allows me to see the opportunities unfold, giving me or presenting a way for me to capitalize from it. And it's just pure capitalism right here. It's like you can't get any better. You can't. It's self improvement, all that. I mean, clearly you can. Things could go negative. Let's say your emotional state of being gets in the way, and next thing you know, you're feeling, because different people all around the world handle things differently. And losses, people don't like to digest losses. And if you have a problem with digesting losses, obviously this is not going to be for you, because there's going to be a lot of losses in the beginning before I figure out my personal algorithm or my personal strategy. And once again, I'm optimist. I'm going to test my strategy, and if I fail, I'm going to tweak it, and I'm going to retest, and I'm going to tweak it, retest until I get a nice algorithm or a nice strategy created that when I'm seeing something like this take place, it's nothing but gain. By only minimizing my risk to reward ratios, following trend lines, setting a bar, making sure my sell stops and my stop losses are set. You know what I mean? I'm getting a lot of knowledge around the way, and I can't expect nobody to teach me this. You can't just. It would be in a perfect world, we could get a mentor. We could go around and find one of these popular guys. But here's the thing, bro. Who the fuck wants to mentor nobody? So like, what are you bringing to the table? What do you mean mentor? You want this motherfucker that went through the whole process of learning to save you the time of what he had to go through? So you're getting mentor. When you get a mentor, you got to be careful, because the mentors will, if you can get a mentor willing to mentor you, yeah, that's awesome. Awesome. But how do you grow? You grow from failure. Without failure, your emotional growth is not going to be there. And you're not going to know how to navigate the failure when it comes. So it's safer and more time efficient and probably better. It's good to get a mentor. Obviously, it's good to make, and they're gonna help you along the way, or they'll save you some time. But there's nothing like good old-fashioned learning. There's nothing like going into something head first and you just don't know how to fucking do nothing. Have you ever been at a job and someone says, "Hey, bro, you got to run that machine," and you're like, "I don't know how to run that machine," but no one says anything, and you're like, "Oh," and yeah, bro, I've been in mad jobs that are like that. And they're like, "Oh, you got to run that, or you got to do this." A CNC lathe, first and foremost. You got people take AutoCAD in college and shit to learn how to run this fucking machine. NC punches and all that shit, bro. I'm in there, punching out fire product. But anyways, like, that's just one example. I mean, I've been in flexible packaging, production machines, synthesizer, laser, phasers, all that, in packaging, like popcorn packaging to T. Marzetti's. I used to work for T. Marzetti's down in Columbus, using an industrial flexible packaging production machine that would pump out fucking tartar sauce packs for contracts like John Silver, or what is that Long John Silver's. And they also had the T. Marzetti's, all the dressings, all the T. Marzetti's dressings you see in the grocery store. I used to work at T. Marzetti's. They would give us free fucking dressing for Christmas by the baskets. So, but anyways, went into that job without knowing how to work a single thing on that machine. And give it a couple weeks, and boom, next thing you know, you're running the machine by yourself. You know, as the operator, and you got a bunch of fucking temps out here on your line packing for you, and you're just walking around making sure you're just doing phase checks every so often, making sure that motherfucker's running good. And you got temps on the end of the motherfucking line, boxing that shit, palletizing that shit, putting it on the deals, and then you got forklift driver coming and getting it, and this is all day long. They started you out like $28, $26 an hour, $27 an hour, but that was in 2001, so that was 22 years ago. So right before 9/11, I was working there. I was like 20 years old, 20, 21. I was 20, 21 years old. But anyways, so like like anything, when you go into it, there's nothing greater than the growth that you would achieve from personal experience, from simply just experiencing the learning curve. You're going to gain way more. I mean, obviously, you can just watch video after video and learn as much as you can. Read books. There's always reading books, financial advising books, trade, mark stocks books. You can ask ChatGPT Dizzle to write your book. In last night's book, I actually copied and pasted. I went through last night and put that book together. I put it together in an email. And it's actually a good book on glitches. You guys know that I asked ChatGPT to create a book on glitches, and it was actually pretty good. So let me see some. Yeah, the book, it includes a title, an introduction, a table of contents, the preface, chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 5. It was pretty good to read, actually. I'll be honest with you. It also has source documentation, a conclusion, source information. Has basically like an outro. And it would be worth putting into a series of videos. That's for sure. It would definitely be worth putting into a series of videos on some gameplay. Someone reading it, narrating it, and just going through it, and maybe throwing scenes of glitches in the background and just random gameplay. Nothing too hard. So that's some work right there. I mean, do we got a desktop? I sure do. I mean, it's actually pretty good reading. When you go through and read it, it's like, ChatGPT put this together, man. Like, it's pretty long. Like, it would take me 10, 15 minutes. It'd probably take me 10 minutes to read it. Like, literally. It's just it's more like, it's a book. It's more like an article in a book format right now. So, it's pretty crazy. The art of the deal. Right? What up, Harbo? I will see you win. Absolutely. I can't wait to do it. So, that's the end result. Figuring out, that process along the way. Let's go back to, oh boy. What's he saying?
Sungenis? Robert Sungenis. I think that's how you say his last name. Anyway, so Dustin is a flat earther, biblical flat earther, and Robert is a geocentric model, which he believes the earth is sphere, but not so quick.
Resistance right here.
The whole universe. That we are the center of the universe, and the universe rotates around the earth. So I'm becoming like the Jerry Springer of the internet, folks. What I decided to do was get these two people to square off and debate. And I did. And it's on ninoscorner.tv. And it's awesome. Go there and watch it. It's entertaining. It's very entertaining. It's a heated debate. They start throwing some insults. I told them to keep it clean, punches high, No punches below the belt. In case of a knockdown, run to the neutral corner. No standing 8 count. So I'm telling you, folks, it was good. So that's up there on Nino'sCorner.tv. I got Roy and Loy and Roland Brunson coming on soon. They're coming on to Nino'sCorner.tv, I think, next week. Tim Cohen's coming back on. I got Alpha Warrior coming on. Jesse Sabota's coming on again. Going to decode the King's anointment, whatever the hell that was. I don't know what I was watching. I just saw a druid run across the doorway. A little druid man. The little druid man ran across the doorway. I got Cash Patel coming on. Cash Patel's going to be coming on. I'm going to try to get Cash Patel for the General's tent in June or July. I got the Ghost in there somewhere. I don't know if I think the Ghost is coming on June, so I'm going to try to get Cash Patel to be the next General in the General's tent. Nino'sCorner.tv. I'm going to ask him if he wants to do it for July. So that's all coming, folks. This is epic times we're living in. I know the other day I was kind of down and out. I was frustrated. I'm watching our country get ransacked, okay? And I'm hearing what's happening right here on the border. The MSM's not covering it at all. In fact, they're ignoring it while they bus tens and thousands a day to different cities.
I thought we already heard this.
That's what's coming to your city. That is an investigation all revealed that senior FBI personnel displayed a serious lack of analytical rigor towards information that they received, especially information received from politically affiliated persons and entities. This information is part triggered and sustained Crossfire Hurricane and contributed to the subsequent need for special court counsel Mueller's investigation, the report states. In particular, there was significant reliance on the investigation leads provided or funded directly or indirectly by Trump's political opponents. The department did not adequately examine or question these materials and the motivations of those providing them, even when at about the same time the director of the FBI and others learned the significance of potentially contrary intelligence. The report states they're all in on it, folks. They're all in. And guess what, folks?
This stock, when I first started looking at it through Cash App, the Rite Aid stock was at nine something a share. It's dropped clear down into a super low point of like $1.80. It's even been lower. It's even been lower. Look, it's even been lower. It's been clear down here to $1.70, $1.79. Like, but when I was looking at this just last month, this thing was clear up to it was at 9 something a freaking thing. It was at $9 a share. So here's another upward trend that I'm noticing. Will this climb back up to its, resistance point, that $9, or, and if so, would it be smart to get in right here and ride that wave upward? I mean, what will it turn around and start going down? So therefore, we would have to remember to put our stop loss in here. So in case, it gets down too far. But then again, if we had a crystal ball, we could, bro, let me go into the future and see all the charts. That's what I would do. If I would go into the fucking future, I would go into the future and screenshot all the fucking charts, bro. On everything that's worth anything that's going up. I would go into the future and screenshot, and remember them bitches. You know what I mean? So you know where the ups are for everything. Wouldn't that be dope?
Folks, this ain't going to be it. There's more. Special counsel Robert Mueller completed his investigation in April 2019, which yielded no evidence of criminal conspiracy or coordination between Trump campaign and Russia to influence the 2016 election. Durham indicted 3 people as part of his investigation: former Clinton attorney Michael Sussman in September, Igor Donichenko in November 2021, and Kevin Kleinsmith in August 2020. Sussman and Donichenko were found.
So, I gotta find out why APE, which is AMC Entertainment, why their stocks look like this pattern. I'm not familiar with why. It looks like there's blocks of consolidation, like huge blocks of consolidation taking place. Or they're like mimicking patterns. Like they're like, is that the resistant? Like it's the resistant line. This is like, I don't know why they're just in huge blocks. What you mean to tell me like their stuff isn't moving that much? Like I don't know quite yet. So that's something I'm not familiar with why this happens, opposed to a constant variational change of up and down. Like how does a whole day or a few hours out of a day it gets stuck? Maybe the price gets stuck, tops out right there, and they can't break it. Like the price doesn't get tested or something. Like it's not gonna. Maybe it's the same person investing. I don't know, bro. Like because it looks so much different in comparison to, like, let's say FT Solar, like a regular stock. And they're on an upward tick from as of 12:55, as of 1 o'clock today. They're on a slight upward trend. Let's say this is they're back up at almost their resistance line right here. Okay, they made it down to $3.99. $3.90 is what this line right here says. And since then, they've been slowly. No, $3.09. Excuse me, $3.09. And right now they just got done from a pullback. They're on a reversal from a pullback here as well. Getting in at 342. Ooh, closed at 343, a cent higher. Nope, it's dropping. 342.9. Sellers are pushing the price down. Buyers push the candlestick up. But anyways,
Found to be not guilty. Kleinsmith pleaded guilty and served community service time. Oh, wow, how nice. The report states that Kleinsmith committed a crime offense by fabricating language in an email that was material to the FBI obtaining a FISA surveillance order. In other instances, FBI personnel working on the same FISA application displayed, at best, a cavalier attitude towards accuracy and completeness. FBI personnel also repeatedly disregarded important requirements when they continued to seek renewals of that FISA surveillance, while acknowledging both then and in hindsight that they did not generally believe there was probable cause to believe that the target was knowingly engaged in clandestine intelligence activities on behalf of foreign power. Oof. This is bad. And it goes deeper than this, folks. It affected the 2020 presidential, you know what? This is a disgrace and they should do something about it. And that includes whatever you have to do about. Okay, so this is Trump's statement. So Trump responds to the Durham report. It affected the, you know what? This is a disgrace and they should do something about it. And that includes whatever you have to do about the, you know what? You know what the, you know what is. When I got it, it was loaded up with rhinos. When I got there, it was loaded up with rhinos and Democrats. We got so many out. This is the deep state, and we will make very big changes. And we will make very big changes. We actually did a very good job at getting many out. Sometimes I can't read Trump's statements. It kind of has a weird flow. They ran government for a long period of time, and we come in and broke up the act. A lot of people weren't happy about it. This is a tremendous detail, total vindication, and now something should happen. Trump just told us that he was very pleased with the report and that now something should happen. So, folks, like I said, court of public opinion. Court of public opinion. They know nothing's going to happen in the Justice Department. They know that.
Jesus.
But you all got to catch up with
Look at
everything.
Facebook.
You guys do.
Look at the run.
That's why I'm always so fucking frustrated. Because they're all still
It's
on Instagram. And
kind
you're
of
still
a
doing your
choppy
TikTok,
run,
you're
but it's
still getting
still
a latte
it's still an
at
upward trend.
Starbucks.
This is Facebook,
Hey, as long as I
and
can
they're
get my
experiencing a
latte,
pullback right
everything's
now.
good in the hood.
Look at
America.
Facebook up at
You're gonna be
243
so uncomfortable.
a share, $243
You
a
guys are
share
gonna
right
be
now.
So friggin' uncomfortable soon. What happened to my world? That's so this doesn't ever happen again. Okay, it's gonna get really uncomfortable, so it never happens again. It can't happen again. This has got to be taught in history books for generations to come. So that's what you're living in right now. You're gonna be the example. Yeah. Jim Jordan plans to summon Durham to testify after release of damning report. Special counsel John Durham released a damning final report Monday after more than 3 years investigating the Russia collusion probe, declaring the FBI had no verified intelligence or evidence when it opened up the Crossfire Hurricane probe of President Donald Trump's campaign in the summer of 2016. How many of you want to make a bet that Hillary Clinton's like, they just won't leave it alone? They won't leave it alone. Don't sacrifice a child. Neither U.S. law enforcement nor the intelligence community appears to have possessed any actual evidence of the collusion in their holdings at the commencement of Crossfire Hurricane investigation. Durham wrote in a 300-plus page report sent to Congress and others and obtained by Just the News. DOJ
That's a week.
Was slated
A
to make
week.
the report
So the
public
graph
later
that you
on
see
Monday.
me affecting right there, that's 1 week. The difference
Durham is
in
now
price
up
that
to
it's gone
bat.
up in 1 week.
Durham is up to bat. I like the sound of
Well,
that.
May 5th. Today's the 7th, 12, 2 weeks in 2 weeks.
In an exclusive, Marjorie Taylor Greene introduces
Man,
articles
it got cleared up to
impeachment against
159.
FBI Director Christopher Wray. Republican Georgia Rep. Marjorie Taylor Greene will introduce
160.
articles of impeachment against Federal
159.
Bureau of Investigation FBI Director Christopher Wray. The Daily Caller first obtained a copy of the articles of impeachment under Wray's watch. The FBI has intimidated, harassed, and entrapped American citizens that have been deemed enemies of the Biden regime. As such, Director Wray has turned the FBI into Joe Biden and Merrick Garland's personal police force. We all know that. The Soviet-style tactics used by the FBI against normal Americans are unprecedented in this country. We are a third world country right now. In fact, we're probably worse than that. FBI whistleblower Garrett O'Boyle told the congressional investigators that the FBI created a terrorist threat tag following the Dobbs Supreme Court decision in 2022. I would like to request the House, if you hear Nino, if any of you at the House listen to Nino, request Mike Gill up to the podium, please.
After this, guys, I'm going to build a modded car.
I
We're
think
going to get
Mike
into a
Gill
build.
has a very
So
good,
today's stream is going to be about a
testimony.
build, and I'm getting ready to
Please request
change
Mike Gill.
transition here.
Thank you.
We've only got a few minutes left of the today's market, trade
Exclusive.
market, so
Adam
I'll
Schiff
close.
still insists Trump
When the
and
trade market
conspired
closed, the bell
with
rings, we're going to
Russia.
close,
So
and then we'll
Adam Schiff,
probably just transition right into a
pencil
build.
neck.
I might as well, while
He
we're
looks like the
listening
guy
to this,
on
let me
Evil
do
Spider.
something real quick. We got desktop? We do got a
I don't know.
desktop.
He looks like he's always surprised.
Let's go.
He's always surprised. I don't know. I just look at him
Let's
like they're
go.
pumping nitrogen in the back of his asshole. It's like his eyes are fucking always surprised. I'm sure they are pumping his asshole with something. Oh God. Adam Schiff insists Trump. He insists it. He insists Trump conspired with Russia. He's doubling down. Adam Schiff, the past chairman of the House Select Committee on Intelligence, who now hopes to be California's next Democratic senator, remains unswayed by the new released Durham report in his conviction that members of former President Donald Trump's campaign conspired with Russian intelligence operatives to steal the you know what in 2016. Okay. When asked about the Durham's report conclusion of no collusion between Trump and Russia and whether the lawmaker stood by his claims to the contrary, Schiff replied, if you read Mr. Durham's report, what he said is that there wasn't evidence of collusion before we began the investigation. That's obviously a very important distinction. They're going to twist and turn this all which way they can. So Schiff is doubling down. That's how evil these people, that's how arrogant they are. That's how arrogant they are. They have no choice, though, folks. You got to remember, they have no choice. This is a fight to the finish. It'd be like two champion boxers fighting into the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th round. Fighters don't give up because they always believe they have that one shot, or they're gonna come back and win the fight. Every fighter has to believe that. This is a fight to the finish. This is a fight to the finish. Evil versus good. Karen Lemieux. Just for that Schiff comment. Oh, thank you. I don't know. I'm off the cuff, folks. I don't plan any of my broadcasts. Adam Schiff speaks about his handling of classified documents. It has not been a banner time for Democrat Republican Adam Schiff, and now he's getting in front of potential scandal before it happens. So he's trying to do damage control before it even takes off. The representation was the head of the chairman of the House Intelligence Committee and has access to trove of classified documents. And in light of the revelations that former President Donald Trump, President Joe Biden, and former Vice President Mike Pence had classified documents in their homes, Schiff wants everyone to know that he does not have any. That is what's so astounding, I think, for all of us in the Intelligence Committee. I never take classified documents to my house, he said during an appearance in the MSNBC to host Andrea Mitchell after she inquired if he had ever taken any classified records home. I don't know any reason why people would. I'm so paranoid when I go to the SCIF and out to the SCIF to make sure that I've got no electronics on the way in, that I've got nothing with me on the way out. I am very, very careful about it. And I would assume that everyone else is as well. But clearly there's a problem here. The representative said, yeah, the problem's you. Biden meets with McCarthy, Hill leaders as liberals eye debt ceiling deal warily. President Biden met Tuesday with top congressional leaders at the White House as the administration's liberal allies worry that negotiations with host Republicans over the budget risk rewarding the GOP's hardline stance. The talks with the House Speaker Kevin McCarthy and other top officials were second meeting in a week, focused on a deal to fund the federal government next year that would also raise the nation's debt ceiling, which must be lifted as soon as June 1st to avoid potential economic catastrophe. I just say go for it. It's going to happen. Let's just get it over with. It's like ripping off a Band-Aid. Aides from Congress and the White House met through the weeks since the previous session. The efforts follow months in which Biden and his top aides insisted that the White House would not entertain making any efforts of any trade-offs to raise a debt limit, saying that they would set a dangerous precedent that encourages GOP brinkmanship. And yet, to some critics, the administration appears to be doing exactly that, following unrelenting pressure from the business community and even some moderate Democratic voices to enter bipartisan talks after the House passed a spending and debt limit bill last month. So, folks, it's going to get bad. Put on your seatbelts. It's going to get bad. Did you guys hear about this intrusion of National Security Advisor's home under investigation? So the National Security Advisor got his house broken into while he was there. The U.S. Secret Service is investigating how a man entered the home of President Biden's National Security Advisor in the middle of the night roughly 2 weeks ago without being detected by agents guarding the house. Are you serious? This is a Secret Service. They couldn't even stop somebody from breaking into the house. guess that would be Biden the Secret Service, wouldn't be? They're probably just like a bunch of bouncers at the club that he hired to make it look real. According to these government officials, the unknown man walked into Jake Sullivan's home at about 3 a.m. one night in late April, and Sullivan confronted the individual. He actually had to confront this guy, instructed him to leave. Two of the people briefed on the incident said there were no signs of forced entry at the home, according to one of the people. Sullivan has a round-the-clock Secret Service detail. This guy has Secret Service at his house, and someone managed to break in. Dude, it's time to get an alarm system, bro. The Secret Service don't give a shit about you, okay? They're probably like, fucking let him in. Who cares? So I don't know what to think about this whole Elon Musk thing, man. So I'm gonna say goodbye to free speech on Twitter. It was fun while it lasted, I guess. New woke globalist Twitter CEO starting to make sense now to me. My buddy sent this. He's an Army Ranger, Joel Carpenter, one of my best friends that I grew up with. Joel Carpenter, man, solid dude. I need to bring him on the show sometime. God, I've been in like, I remember we used to get in fights in Juarez and see that Juarez and getting bad brawls at the bars and shit. And you know who your friends are when you get into a brawl. I'll tell you that, ladies and gentlemen. And Joel's one of those guys that was always my friend. Like, he'd always be there to. I remember one time I was getting jumped by like 4 or 5 guys, and I was getting this girl. You guys want to hear the story? I was getting this girl's number outside of a club, and I'm getting her number in my phone, and all of a sudden I felt this forearm in my neck. Like some dude walked out and just stuck his forearm in my neck, and I was so surprised by it. I didn't see it coming, and he put his forearm in my neck and pushed me over the curb of the street. I fell down, and by the time I fell down, my hand caught the street, and as I was turning, I just saw a group of like 5 or 6 dudes come running, and a cowboy boot go whoa right next to my face. I missed it, or they missed. They would have kicked my fucking teeth out like a field goal. Missed my face. I swiveled up, boom, hit the guy, knocked him fucking dead. He's dying. I'm like, okay, I killed the guy. And then the other guys back up like, oh shit, what just fucking happened? And the guy breaks a bottle on the car. I think it was the car he broke it on. Boom, broken bottle. And he's trying to stab me with the broken bottle. I'm moving, and then all of a sudden, I see this guy. He's like 6'6", and so I go, you motherfucker, me and you. Like, we're the 2 biggest guys here. I go, you guys are a bunch of pussies. Let's go. Me and this guy one-on-one. So he starts complaining. So I grab him. I pull his sweater over his head, and I bast out his fucking teeth. Boom, boom, boom. And teeth are going out like chandelier ornaments all over the street. Blood all over his sweater. I pull him down. I throw him down on the street. And then right then and there, I just hear a car alarm go off. I hear a hit. Bing. And bam, bam. And then the car alarm starts going off. That was Joel. Joel jumped in, cracked the dude right in the head. One of the guys that was getting ready to hit me from behind knocked him out against the car, slid down the car. It was like a movie. And slid down the car. And then now we're looking. And then I got tasered. Then the cops came, tasered me. Then they let me go. They talked to me. I was like, hey, the people in the club came out and they said, no, it wasn't their fault. And there was like 4 guys laying on the street, like 4 guys knocked out cold laying on the street. Like me and Joel knocked out, I think maybe 5. Anyway, they were all fucking out. And then cops let us go. Cops let us go because the people came out of the bar and they were like, no, they didn't start it. We saw the whole thing. Anyway, there's your story for the day. Okay, so I don't know where I got off on that. Seems like the deep state. Okay, seems like it was a threat by the deep state, and now they're slapping him and going to reel him in a bit. So I asked around about this about Elon Musk. Elon Musk is subpoenaed by the U.S. Virgin Islands in Jeffrey Epstein case. According to court filing on Monday, the government of the U.S. Virgin Islands issued a subpoena to Tesla CEO Elon Musk for documents as part of their lawsuit against J.P. Morgan Chase regarding sex trafficking by the bank's late customer, Jeffrey Epstein. The subpoena was issued on April 28th due to suspicions that Epstein may have referred or attempted to refer Musk as a client of J.P. Morgan, CNBC reported. The filing revealed that the Virgin Islands attempted to serve the subpoena to Musk but was unsuccessful. The government contacted Mr. Musk's counsel via email to ask if he would be authorized to accept service on Mr. Musk's behalf in the matter, but did not receive a response confirming or denying his authority. The filing says the USVI is now requesting permission from Manhattan Federal Court Judge Jed Rakoff to serve Musk with a subpoena for the documents through Tesla's registered agent. The lawsuit accuses J.P. Morgan of enabling and benefiting from Epstein's trafficking of young women to his private island in the Virgin Islands for abuse. Elon's response to Twitter, on Twitter, is this is idiotic on so many levels. This cretin never advised me on anything whatsoever. The notion that I would need or listen to financial advice from a dumb crook is absurd. J.P. Morgan let Tesla down 10 years ago despite having Tesla's global commercial banking business, which we then withdrew. I have never forgiven them. I just find it weird that all this is happening. Either they're trying to punish him. I don't know what's going on with Elon. The jury is out with me on Elon. I don't know. I keep it pretty simple, though. I just know he wore a Baphomet, and you could be like, oh, that's no big deal. It's a big deal to me when you're wearing a Baphomet costume for Halloween and you have it as your profile picture for so long. I don't know if it's still up there, but I don't know. You know, and then he's got some lady part of the world economic forum. You are who you hang out with, folks. Birds of a feather flock together. So China warships circle Japan ahead of G7 summit. A People's Liberation Army Navy Surface Action Group is continuing its circumnavigation of Japan ahead of the annual G7 summit later this month in Hiroshima. The Surface Action Group, which includes cruisers CNS, destroyers CNS, and 119 frigate, 542 and fleet oilers CNS, Tuglet 889 were sighted at midnight on Thursday, sailing southwest in an area 56 miles east of Sumsui Island, part of the Izu Island chain that lies south of Japan's capital of Tokyo. The SAG sailed west between Sumsui Island and the island of Torishima, according to the Joint Staff Office in Japan's Ministry. So they're spotting a lot of activity outside of Japan. You guys like the Japanese? Oh, Russia scrambles jets as France and Germany conduct NATO patrols. Russia's defense ministry scrambled a fighter jet on Monday after it said it detected French and German patrol aircraft flying towards Russian airspace. The ministry said in a statement. France and Germany said its planes, a French Atlantic II maritime patrol aircraft and a German P-3C Onion, were conducted regular flights as part of a NATO exercise and behaved in accordance with international law. So I guess they're testing each other out right now. They're just testing boundaries. It's kind of like some of those boxing matches that start off slow where they're jabbing, feeling each other out. That's kind of what's happening before we go to complete and utter war. Russia said its Su-27 jet returned to base after the French and German ones turned away from Russia. The defense ministry said, adding that it had scrambled the jet to prevent the Russian state border being violated. NATO steps up response to clear and present undersea infrastructure risk. NATO newly established critical undersea infrastructure coordination cell is stepping up the alliance's deterrence and response capability to clear and present risk to such infrastructure, senior NATO officials told in media briefing in early May. Russia is actively mapping allied critical infrastructure both on land and on sea. So in September 2022, ballistic air and sea Nord Stream gas pipeline. Okay, so Baltic Sea Nord Stream gas pipeline ruptures incidences NATO attributed to sabotage show political and public spotlights on the long understood in the naval world risk to undersea infrastructure, including oil and gas pipelines and data and power cables. In response to the Nord Stream incidences, NATO stood up its new cell. So we all know what happened there. We all know what happened in the Nord Stream pipeline. I can't say it on air, but I think we know what happened. Don't put it in the box. So Russia is actively mapping Allied critical infrastructure both on land and on the seabed. It's getting ready to heat up. It's going to heat up more and more. Dollar weaponization expands. FDIC message to foreign depositors is don't trust the U.S. In March, the FDIC seized nearly $14 billion in foreign deposits at Silicon Valley Bank. Most of the deposits were from Asia. Foreign depositors have been waiting access to their money. The FDIC now affirms, sorry, too bad. Poof, it's gone. 2 months after the failure of Silicon Valley Bank, the lenders, depositors in the Cayman Islands have been left out in the cold. The California-based bank's American depositories were protected when the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation took control of SVB on March 10th and guaranteed all of their funds. SVB's U.S. branches, as well as its loans and deposits, were acquired by First Citizens Bank shares in late March. I'm hearing more and more bank failures to come. You can get Jim Willie on Nino'sCorner.tv. I sometimes put Jim Willie on YouTube. I think I'm going to put up the Dustin Nemos verse Robert Sungenis. Do you guys want to see that on YouTube? I think I'll put that on YouTube. I'm going to go ahead and put that on YouTube. It's on Nino'sCorner.tv, but I'm going to put it on YouTube just because it's so entertaining. AI-powered bots taking over the internet and mimicking human behavior. Like Telegram. I'm losing so many people on Telegram, folks. I'm not bombing anyone. I think it's the spam. If you put articles in comments or something like that on Telegram, I think the bots just take you out. It sucks. Telegram used to be awesome. It was like our safe space. Now I don't know what's happening in Telegram. I'm also on Twitter. My Twitter's exploding. I think about 120,000 now on Twitter. Nearly half of the activity online is work of automated bots rather than humans. A new study has claimed. Apparently, the proportion of human activity online is at its lowest level in 8 years, with AI bots rapidly taking over the internet with spam and cyber crime. Like I said, Telegram is a great example. I don't know what I love Telegram, and now I'm like, geez, I still go on there though. I still post a lot. Go to Nino's Corner on Telegram. Muslim parents join conservatives in controlling LGBTQ books. So, Muslim parents and Moms for Liberty have at least one thing in common. Both are alarmed about the infusion of LGBTQ books and other materials in school classrooms and libraries. Muslim families are raising their political profiles as they join the parental rights debate, most recently in Montgomery County, Maryland, where the school district has approved a host of books on homosexuality and transgenderism for the pre-K 5 curriculum and removed an opt-out choice. One of the fathers who had reached out to us said his daughter is a third grader who came home and told him, "Daddy, I'm not a she. I want to be a they." God, what a fucking nightmare, said Zanib Chandri, director of the Council of American Islamic Relations, Maryland office. He was like, she's in third grade. What does she know about gender? Well, she should know about gender. She should know there's nothing down there, so that makes her a girl. The fight goes beyond Montgomery County. Last year, Muslim parents were among those who packed board education meetings in Dearborn, Michigan over sexually themed LGBTQ books in school libraries. Their objections upended stereotypes about what the New Yorker called the right-wing mothers fueling the school board wars. No. This is about destroying the family unit. Okay, that's what this is about. And it's cleverly engineered. This isn't just happening. This isn't just the natural evolution of humanity. No. This is cleverly funded and engineered, okay, to destroy the fabric of our society. All right. It's everywhere, Ms. Chandri said. It's in multiple counties in Maryland, and not just the school system in Maryland. It's across the country. Homeschool. Homeschool your kids. Find a way to do it. I don't know. Are you guys ready for some what the fuck news? In what the fuck news? So really, folks, the way I see this is like they're trying to condition the men. They're trying to condition everyone that it's okay. It's okay. Oh, I'm dizzy. Just kidding. Oh. Assault on women continue, folks. Who's this Kim Petras? Kim Petras is second trans model on Sports Illustrated swimsuit cover. Really? Come on, man. Like, what is this, man? Sports Illustrated? Really? I got the new swimsuit issue in, man. Does anybody even read this shit anymore? I don't even know. Like in the 80s and 90s, okay, you didn't have the internet, but who orders the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue anymore? Anyway, pop star Kim Petras is one of the 4 cover models for Sports Illustrated 2023 swimsuit edition, making her only the second out transgender woman to appear on the cover. So we've had 2 transgender women appear on the cover of Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition. I guess they use a lot of duct tape. I don't know. Pull it back, get that duct tape, slap it on there, and pull that duct tape all the way. Yeah. The publication announced Monday model and actress Lena Bloom was the first, having been on the cover in 2021. It's definitely a scary time to be a transgender in America. But there's also so much more representation than there's ever been. And there's so many things on the bright side, Petra told the magazine. I do feel a pressure sometimes to represent the trans community with everything I do, because I feel very blessed that I am at this point where I have all these amazing opportunities that I've worked really hard for. And I feel so happy when I hear from trans people in general that they're inspired by me. No one gets it. They think they're making headway. They think that they're these social justice warriors, changing society, changing the consciousness of humanity. No, you're being used as a tool, and well-funded tool, well-funded by people like Soros and non-government organizations that fund this to take down America. How do you like to be part of that? Oh, David, you're so mean. I'm a liberal and I don't see it that way. It's the most free our country's ever been. You're an idiot. You're a fucking idiot. And I love idiots. I could be at the store. I could be anywhere. I could be at the gas station. I see someone approach me with a face diaper and they start talking to me. I'm like, oh, fuck. I wish I had a fly swatter for these people. I go, just carry around, just hit him in the fucking head. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get. I'm going to carry a liberal fly swatter. Whenever they start coming up to me, like, I have a get out of here. That's the best way to like respond to them. Shut up. Hit him with a fly swatter. Just I'm going to carry. What if I start fucking selling liberal fly swatters on my Patriot Wear? Whenever you see them, they approach you like, I got an opinion. Get out of here. Seriously, I'm going to do it. I could, a liberal fly swatter. I'm going to do it. I'm going to find a way to do it. I just got to figure it out. Liberal fly swatters. Right when they approach you. Oh my God, did you hear about what happened in Ukraine? Shut up. Go. No. I have an opinion. No, you don't. Oh, fuck. My dog looks at me like I'm crazy. All right, folks, I'm out of here. And the new heavyweight champion of podcasting and the black sheep of broadcasting, baby. Yeah. I'm going on the Shemaine Nugent show today. I'm going to talk about the sound of freedom. And I'm also going to be talking to Juanito. Juanito, can you hear me, Juanito? I also got the Ghost coming on pretty soon. Being told not to give up on 24. There's things happening behind the scenes. Like what? Like what? I don't know. Anyway, I'm out, folks. See y'all later. Peace, baby.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Can I tell you this story? It's a bit of a story, but it's fun to tell. So I had wrote like 100 songs last year, and I didn't feel great about any of them, to be honest. The label liked a few and was trying to pick radio singles, but I just didn't have no conviction about it, Joe. And my daughter at the same time had found her way into this little back road church in the middle of nowhere, about a country where we live. She kept asking me to come, and, you know, I have a tumultuous relationship with the Lord, so I wasn't, sure how I'd show up, but I was like, you know what, I'll go. And I went, dude, there's 100 people, a back road church, 20 of them were kids that went to high school with her. And around the same time, I caught this little motherfucker smoking pot, right? She's 15, she's doing 15-year-old kid stuff, and I was like, buddy, you won't believe it. About your age, I started making these same decisions, and I was going to this little bitty church in Antioch. I tell her the story of this church, she don't believe it, so I take her to this old church, it's still there, it's called Witsit Chapel Baptist Church. And that night, riding home with her, I didn't tell nobody, but in my mind, I thought, that's the album I'm writing. Like, fuck every song I wrote, I'm writing this album. I called Zach Crowell. He produced every Sam Hunt song ever. One of the biggest producers in town. I've known him my whole life. He's here with me right now. And I said, dude, I want to write an album called Going to Church. And I just kind of want to write this kind of journey and just kind of A to Z it and write a real project. And Zach was like, I'm in. He's like, well, why don't you just call it Witsit Chapel? So that's how we ended up doing Witsit Chapel. So when Need a Favor came into the fold, I was like, what's worship music for sinners sound like? Like, what does a motherfucker like me? Because when you're in church, it's holy, holy, you are great. I was like, I don't necessarily feel that way. So how do I feel? You know what I mean? And then it was, I only talk to God when I need a favor. And I was like, we got to build it with a choir and big production. I want that old stomp, clap, that old church feel. And I want to bring like that vibe of that church, into the, and the whole thing is, the whole album is built on that vibe of like, there's fire and brimstone. There's everything you go through in a Sunday morning worship service. Have you ever been to a Sunday in the South worship service? You're going to convince you you're a horrible human at some point. You're going to hell. And then at the end, they'll hit a major key instead of a minor one finally and go, but there's hope. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, how do I write that,
Man, I've always been a fan of those preachers. I love the way they captivate an audience. Yeah. Even if they're crazy, even if they're talking nonsense. There's something exciting about watching some dude preach the word and just yell it out
just
and
on fire.
On fire.
So I'm gonna send you a link to the album, but I got a preacher throughout the whole album doing that, Joe.
Ooh.
That tied the record together.
Oh,
so
wow.
you ran, like, the album starts with this dude, like, and by the grace of God we were saved, and it just drops the first song.
Whoa.
It's cool, man.
That's amazing.
I got nerdy, dude. I went like old school, dude. I went like back to the 90s, Joe. I was in the studio, like, we were just getting high and coming up with shit.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it was so much fun. It's probably the most fun I've ever had writing an album, because it's the first time I've sat down in a long time and wrote an album instead of just writing a bunch of songs and then picking an album. You know what I mean? I was like, no, I'm writing. Like, we're going to sit down and write an album.
So that just came out of the blue, inspirationally?
Yeah, I just wasn't.
Just felt like something to do?
Man, I'm going to get like all the way real. I didn't understand I had commercial success for the first time in my life, and I didn't know how to deal with that. So you do what everybody does in that moment. I'm sure you may or may not have been there in your career early where you chase it then. You're like, oh my God, hold on, I can be.
Yeah.
And I realized that the songs wasn't sounding like Jelly Roll no more. And I was like, no, I'm doing the thing that people do where they fuck their career up. I was like, I'm not doing that, man.
So you think that that's just a normal trap that happens to everybody that gets success, and they don't want to fuck up that success, so they try to make a formula for what they think the people liked about their early shit?
Yes, 100%. Or they chase whatever the poppy record was, or whatever the record that did the most. So it's like, how do I write another song like that? So I was coming off.
All right, so I muted that because I just realized I was muted. But we're getting close to the end of my trade game here. Obviously, what I was just explaining a minute ago, had I gotten in when this thing was down to 3 cents, when it was clear down here, had I, this is the first of the month. So the first of the month, this was down to 2 cents a share. So if we take 350, my total account, if I would have jumped in the full account, jumped in at 0.0210 equals that many shares, and it reached 0.05 cents today. Had I just set it for the long, let me show you the increase. Bro, are you fucking serious? All right, now hold on. Minus the original 350. That's a $483 increase right there. If I'd have jumped in last week when it was 2 cents, put the full count in there and just set it for the long and just wait it out, wait a week later. And look, today, if I'd have jumped in, today it got up to the 5 cents that we just based that increase off of. So that would have been so nice to know a week ago that this thing would have been spiking up. So that's the crux of it. So that's the crux of it. Vaxart, who we were betting on earlier, not really betting on, who we were testing on earlier today, ended up getting up to 159. It moved down and for a pullback, and I think we ended up getting in at 130, and we got out at 132 because it spiked up over and then came down, and my stop loss was in the way, and I forgot to float my stop loss down further. So it pulled me out. Otherwise, we'd still be in it right now to the end of the market. So I prematurely got out of my trade. One of the biggest mistakes beginning traders do, whether by your stop loss or just by getting emotional and scared or wanting to get out, not wanting to risk their trade, you know what I mean, their account. Either way, I like to run. Even though I'm a beginning trader, I like to run with what is called a floating stop loss, where I adjust the stop loss as needed. So therefore, I can manage my risk that's in play on the trade. But today I was talking and I forgot to move my stop loss down, and it fucking filled on a 1 cent gain, which put me at a 0.08 today for my realized gain. So 8 cents gain today. Hey, I'm in the green. It's only 8 cents. We got to crawl before we can run, right? So there's a lot of stuff going on here. I'm learning, hopefully, over the course of the next year or two, granted, The Simpsons prediction says the stock market's going to crash this year. A few other things as well. But we're going to stick with it. Keep learning, keep listening, keep trying different things, testing different algorithms out, testing different strategies out. There we go, strategies. So paying attention to trends, identifying resistant lines, trend lines, pullbacks, bulls, bearish, the whole nine. So if any of this type of stuff interests you guys as a side hustle, subscribe. And also subscribe to my channel that I'll be putting all that content on. Right now, I'm in the process of creating the platform for it. although the YouTube channel is already built. So that link is going to be placed in the chat. Let me put. Can we get this second channel link in the chat? What is that? Exclamation point YY maybe. Let me see if I can get. Let me see if I remember that through a channel bot, chat bot. No bot replied to. I don't remember what my command is. My PayPal link pops up. My command is for my Coach G channel. With that, maybe YYY. So let's try YYY. Triple Y, because it would have been my third YouTube channel when I created the command. So it would have been YYYY. There it is. Boom, bada, bing. Right there it is. There's the link to my NASDAQ noob channel, where we'll eventually put all the trade content on to begin with. Because right now, I mean, this is a GTA community here. Clearly, you guys see that I'm phasing into a different category of content to begin with. I think we can have a lot of fun with this content. I think we can have a lot of fun with it, a lot of ups and downs, and potentially not only benefit from it, but maybe build a community that will take part in they're also benefiting. So, obviously not everybody has the money to just create themselves a trade account, but if you do have a couple $100 off to the side, build yourself a trading account. Get on WEBULL. It's the same account. It's the same platform I'm using here. So therefore, we can trade together. Or you're learning and I'm learning. With this platform, it's a zero trade commission. So they're not charging you anything, like Cash App does. Cash App. If you guys are using Cash App to trade from your phone, which is so easy, they're raking in the commission off each trade. So be careful. Thank you, Messy Mark, for subscribing to the other channel. But we got about 10 minutes left of today's market time. 4 p.m. Eastern time zones when the market closed down. They open at 9:30. I'm up every day now. Every day. Way before 9:30, so I'm ready for the market to open. So if this interests you, smash sub, kill the like. We'll see you in the next one. We'll be back on this channel with the build after a while.